Duke Energy is hard at work closing ash basins like this one across the Carolinas. But that's not all. We're ready to start closing the rest in ways that are safe, protect people, the environment, and groundwater. So today we're talking to Garry Miller, and Garry is one of our engineers who helped develop the comprehensive ash basin closure plan for Duke Energy. Garry, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Zenica. How are you?
I'm great. So Garry, tell me a little bit more about how do we actually go about developing a plan like the one that we have now?
So first of all, every basin like this ash basin, they're all different. The engineering and science has to drive what's right for that basin in terms of a long-term closure. We brought in external experts to help us craft a set of guiding principles. And those principles are there to help us make the right technical decision and ensure that we comply with both state and federal regulations. So for example, we want to protect the groundwater. That's a guiding principle. Another guiding principle is the fact that we want to make sure that the final closed solution is protected from external extreme events like flooding, like a seismic event and an earthquake. And likewise, one guiding principle is we want to ensure that we minimize the impact of the community. So to the extent that we can actually have a solution that leaves the ash on the site, that's what's best for society and the local community.
So you mentioned groundwater, Garry. Tell me a little bit more about our plan for protecting groundwater as we close ash basins.
So first of all, an ash basin like this one, the first thing we do is we install groundwater wells around it so we understand what the current groundwater looks like. Then as we consider various closure solutions, we analyze what will the groundwater do when the final solution is in place, and we want to make sure that we protect the groundwater from any impacts to the final closure solution.
So it sounds like no two plants are basically alike, so you really have to rely on the science to kind of tell you where to go with these plans.
Every basin is different. The engineering and science must drive the right decision for that basin, but they do share a common set of guiding principles. Protect the groundwater. Make sure that they're protected from external events, whatever closure solution you have, such as flooding or seismic events. And also, to the extent we can minimize the impact on the community, we do that also, which could mean the ash remains on the site, but in a closed solution.
Well, thanks, Garry, for walking us through the plan this morning. I appreciate that. To learn more about Duke Energy's coal ash management plan, visit our website,